What up, dudes? It's Gaz. Let's roll a Riven for the Zenith, which is currently the meta for Profit Taker and the Eidolon fights. You can shoot through the floor, super. It's got infinite punch through. It's actually like a pretty broken weapon, hilariously. And we just unrolled a Riven for it, or unveiled a Riven for it. So we're gonna do the ceremonial process of buying something from the store for platinum to give us increased luck. And would you look at that? We have a new maggot here, great for the Dorma Zone. Gonna fight with the Roomba. Alright, so we got 100k Kuva. Let's flush it down the drain. And so the stats we're looking for here, we want to shoot through the floor and also the Profit Taker. So the Profit Taker thingies that you have to shoot with this that shoots through walls, those are objects. So we don't really want to do crit chance and crit damage. I'm talking to you, Kaz. Yeah, we're here with Twitch chat. Don't ignore them, or they'll get restless. All right, make sure you guys are subbed to the YouTube channel and all that as always. So we're looking for crit damage, multi-shot. We don't need that base punch through because this thing's got infinite punch through with the alt fire. So I'm liking that magazine size, making it nice and well, that's pretty good for a viral build. We'll take that. Much better than the utility stats we currently had. Alright, reload speed, status duration, minus zoom. So I do not like minus zoom on this weapon. Because minus zoom makes it so you can't, like, snipe as well, at least for me. But some people say that minus zoom is fine. Minus fire rate is not as good, so we're not going to go for that. As we said, we don't need the punch through. And, yeah, hopefully the Riven's looking good for everyone in Twitch chat. Yo, this is a good one. Multi-shot crit damage electric. I am going to take that. Because multi-shot crit damage is nice. And that's an elemental. If only it had a negative, we would be getting even more damage here. So I'm going to take that one and be pretty happy with the roll. But I definitely think we can get better. As if we had a negative, the multi-shot would be higher, the crit damage would be higher, the electric would be higher. And that's plus viral with minus status duration. Not really what we're looking for Eidolon fights. But this actually might be pretty... If only we had a negative, right? If only we had a negative... As I say that, we have double... Okay, that minus reload seems pretty bad, so I'm not going to go for that. I'm not going to go for that one. And we... How much Kuva? We only use 10,000, and we already have a good one. This is going better than most Riven roll videos I have done. As I say that, crit chance, multi-shot, a bad third stat, but... Dang, okay. That maggot was some pretty good luck so far. Only 10 in... 10 plat per roll, and, you know, we got some decent ones. I could actually just switch to a Latum Riven right now if I wanted to. But, for the spirit of these videos, we are going to continue rolling this thing. That was a strictly worse version of what we had, unless you were fighting, you know, Infested. So, Mega Luck Maggots, you know, they make the first appearance in the Riven rolling videos. Plus zoom, we could snipe, but I'm thinking this one's better. That plus electric should work on the Eidolon fight for shooting through the floor, and the Eidolon's weak to radiation, so plus electric's really helping us there. Definitely digging on this Riven. I might try to do an Eidolon fight with this. You know, I don't think I want to sell it because I actually sold my old Zenith Riven, and this is the replacement Riven that we're trying to, that would be really good for a viral build if I was using the weapon for not Eidolon fights, which I'm not using it for Eidolon fights, but, you know, this does seem like the best one so far. If it had, like, minus impact or something like that, I could see it being even potentially better. And I'm not sure if damage to corpus works on the Profit Taker. I believe it does. But minus 50 multi-shot's not really doing us any favors, as that just looks disgusting to even look at. Yeah, I do not want to do minus multi-shot. I do not want to do minus multi-shot at all. It does work? Okay, so I thought I was noticing bigger numbers when I used plus damage to corpus. Okay, so far so good. We haven't really upgraded in the last 11 rolls, which is not what you want to see. And we're about half the Kuva in. Minus reload again, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not getting too lucky with upgrades here, but we do have a pretty, you know, outstanding Riven, I'd say. Minus not having a negative, of course. Buy more maggots. We could go buy an emergency maggot right now. Damage and electric. I don't think it's that much better getting that 20%, or actually not even 20%, more like, it's more like 20% extra electric damage and overall damage. I think we're going to be sticking with the multi-shot 70% and the crit damage 100%. That 100% crit damage looks really good on the roll. Also, thanks for the follows, guys, during the video. Much appreciated. And yeah, if you guys do want to check out the live stream, we do stream Warframe a lot. And we actually are going to be playing some Risk of Rain 2 in a little bit here, which I'm pretty excited to play, as it's been a while since I've actually tried. I was just like messing around last time I played it. And there's been a new DLC. Double Bane. Not the Banes I like, though. So we're going to actually not go for that one. And yeah, about 25,000 Kuva left, let's call it. As we get another terrible roll. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but Zoom and crit chance, like I said, whenever I say, like, we could make this a sniper, I'm not joking. You could make a sniper build out of this Zenith Critalis, which would be, down the hallway, let's say, because it's going to mark the enemies through the wall with the alt fire, which we can just inspect here why the crit damage is good. 2.5 multiplier already, so double crit would be really, really powerful on this. But it doesn't have a zoom stat on here, as you can see, so it's not really the meta option, if you know what I mean. I'm glad we're not getting zoom on this one either. I like the zoom the way it is. We don't need to upgrade it. We don't need to downgrade it. At least for my build. Now here we go. Damage to Corpus. This would be a really good Profit Taker one. Because it's got, as we just talked about, damage to Corpus is good for the Profit Taker. Fire rate's good for the Profit Taker because you're firing so many bullets at it. And then multi-shot's it's a good stat. And that's actually more multi-shot on this roll compared to our Zenith Acrovexicon, which has 68% multi-shot. But the thing that's kind of like bothering me here is that we're sacrificing crit damage and electric. This roll for Eidolons is much better than this roll for Eidolons. So I feel like I could use this one for both, but I could only use this one for Profit Taker. So that's why I'm definitely going to go with the left one here, even though that does look enticing. Also, if it had a negative, then we'd be talking. But with no negative, we're sticking with the anti-Eidolon roll as it seems. 100% minus crit chance. That's definitely not the Profit Taker roll or the Eidolon roll. So we're gonna just pass on that one and just be glad I didn't misclick, because that would have been a terrible Riven roll to keep. I have misclicked, by the way, like 80 plus Rivens in, and it is not a good feeling. It only happened that one time. I'm much more careful now. And yeah, so what this does for Eidolons is like, the Eidolon actually appears underwater initially. You can't actually see it underwater, but it's loaded in underwater. So you can do infinite punch through to shoot through the water where it's spawning, and because it's actual infinite punch through, it will hit them, and it will, like, it won't. If you have electric, I guess it might shock them, but you put radiation damage on there, which is what the Eidolon's weak to. So we kept the roll the entire time. I'm still pretty happy with it. Because here's the thing with the Zenith against the Profit Taker. I feel like you could just put whatever element you want on there and just make your loadout work. So with the crit chance mod critical delay, which let's see how much crit chance it has. So we have 105 on a secondary fire, which is really good, with a 5.1 multiplier. And we'll definitely be going for a corrosive build from now on with that electric on the Riven. So I'm okay with this. It's not the God roll. It's for 100k Kuva, you could be putting more into these if you really wanted to. As you can see, I haven't used the Zenith in a while, so there's not even an unlocker on here. So we'll have to go pick that up after this. I did spend Steel Essence to get this Kuva, but also arbitrations with Kuva Ogre spam. We'll see. I haven't actually done an arbitration since the Eximus rework has happened, so that might be not as easy anymore compared to before. So we'll see. I might actually do an arbitration in the near future to see how that Eximus change is feeling with the drones and all that. So thank you guys so much for the support, and people live here on Twitch. I know it's a little bit weird, but hey, we wanted to try it out. So I appreciate all the support, guys. I'll see you next time, and take it easy. Peace.